Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Creative Real Estate Ownership. I'm Josh Silverman. Today I'm wanting to highlight a classic house hacking deal. This is a fourplex in North Oakland near Berkeley. These are all one-bedroom units located at 688 Alcatraz Ave. And I love the numbers, I love the layout, I love the location, and I'm excited to show you all the benefits here. Here you see we have 4 separate addresses, which is also great too. So you have 4 separate water meters, 4 separate gas meters, 4 separate electric meters, and 4 addresses. And what that presents an opportunity for is way down the road, you could potentially TIC or condo convert, and you already have your addresses, you already have your separate addresses. So it's kind of everything is separated, which is really nice over time, both to control costs for the landlord and then also to potentially convert and have ownership stakes in this building throughout all 4 units, right? Right next door to Nick's Pizza, which is, I think is a plus. They have great sourdough pizza, they've made great sandwiches. I'm not on their payroll, I'm just a fan. You can sit out here, have a beer, have a drink, so it's like pretty cool to be able to like live there, invite some friends over, go have a drink, go have dinner. So, a perfect example of kind of the unique flavor of this neighborhood and like kind of a fun spot and a fun place to live. Down further on Shattuck is a bunch more shops as well and cool little cafes. In particular, I like Nomad Cafe, which is 2 blocks away. So that's a fun place too. Obviously, 2 blocks up, 2 or 3 blocks up is Telegraph. Tons of places there. Bushrod Park is about 3 blocks that way in front of me now. And so that's a place where you can, bring the kids, bring the dogs, whatever it is, right? And a pickleball scene. They have a huge pickleball scene. That's the thing. It's just a very lively area, and like for me, when I'm kind of thinking about a place to buy and thinking about renters, it's like what's fun, what's happening, where is it just like good vibes to be, and this classic kind of North Oakland Berkeley combo is just kind of fits the bill for me. I'm also thinking about building these kind of buildings, right? So this is middle housing, and middle income folks occupy these spaces, right? And so that's one of my priorities, or one of the things I'm interested in doing. This building at 1.1 million is priced at $411 a square foot. So the total square footage of the building is 2,676. So priced at $411 a square foot, I can't build at that number. If you gave me a piece of land, for me to get through permitting, entitlement, hard costs, soft costs, dealing with utilities, all of that, I am not coming in at $411 a square foot, and it's going to take me a long time. When I think about wanting to build, I'm like, wow, it's really tough to build, but it is nice to be able to buy something that, obviously this building has more deferred maintenance. It's over 70 years old, so there's things you're going to have to fix and add to it. So it's $411 a square foot is not the final number, right? You're going to rehab units, you're going to rehab the appliances, you're going to update the appliances, you're going to do all kinds of different things. But at $411 a square foot, it's you're really beating the new construction market by a ton. So it just makes it, again, like a nice affordable house hacking opportunity. I just really like it for a number of different reasons, right? It's a 1952 build fourplex, all 1-bedroom units. They're all about 650 square feet per unit, so that's a fair size 1-bedroom apartment, good living room, kitchen, plenty of space. They all have dedicated parking, so there's parking in the rear here. Again, 1952 build, so that indicates a nice steel reinforced foundation. So I think it's sitting on a nice strong perimeter foundation. No need for replacement at this point from everything I understand. The roof is roughly about midlife, so you get plenty of years left on that. The kind of most compelling aspect of it in many ways are the rents that it's earning. So each unit is occupied, so the building is fully occupied, and the rents it's taking in are roughly about $2,000 a unit per month. They're all going to be different at different levels, but the gross rent's coming in a little over $8,100 a month. And so that's quite solid, right? So in many ways, it's almost these rents are almost at market. And so it's so nice to be able to step into a building in which you don't have necessarily someone living there for 20 or 30 years and paying $750 a month. You just don't have that situation. When I'm looking at buildings like this, multifamily buildings, I'm always looking for a place to add another unit. So if that's a basement or a backyard, here you have this, this parking port over here, and there's a lot of space, and you can essentially, if you wanted to, I think it's possible to build an ADU on top of this port. And so you could have a fifth unit in the building, yet it maintains its status as a fourplex. Why do you want to maintain your status as a fourplex? For when you sell the building, it's more advantageous for owner occupants. They get better loans, they have lower down payment options. So it's as remaining a fourplex, it's better for owner occupants. And as a 5 unit or a 4 unit, it's also good for investors. So you want to kind of maintain that fourplex status. And so here you could do that by adding an ADU. It stays a fourplex. It is on a busy street. It's on Alcatraz. Alcatraz is a major thoroughfare. It cuts through Oakland, it cuts through Berkeley. This property is in Oakland, but it's quite close to Berkeley. It's a classic kind of North Oakland feel, and with kind of a Berkeley flavor to it as well. And so it's very central. So you can, it's very near the intersection of Alcatraz and Shattuck. So you can kind of jump on either of those streets and get to wherever you need to go in terms of getting back to Berkeley, getting over to Oakland. The other thing, given the sound of Alcatraz, it's nice. Actually, the 2 units in front, the kitchens are in front of the building. So your bedrooms are actually offset off the street. So you're not picking up that sound when you're trying to sleep, which is nice. It's pretty well maintained, it's painted, so your stucco is going to be kind of protected over the long term. The windows do look to be more original, and so I would plan on kind of updating those at some point over time. What's compelling about the building is thinking about it from an owner-occupant standpoint. And the way I see it is like a 3-step process. Come in, conventional loan, 20% down, and you're looking at, after moving into a unit, you're looking at about $2,500 a month roughly to live here. And the market rent on these units is about $2,250. So you're only like $250 over market rent, and you're owning a building, right? And there's all the tax advantages that attach to owning a building. So that $2,500 a month is actually quite a bit less. Now, we're in a higher interest rate environment. So what's step 2? Step 2 in the plan for this building is really to wait for a refi, right? So you really want to get that. If we're in a 6.5+ interest rate environment, and that's what I underwrote this is at about 6.5% interest. So once you can refi, then it's pretty amazing. So if you refi from 6.5 down to 5% interest rate, what happens to the numbers? It's pretty impressive. Your monthly cost to own here goes to about $1,700 a month. And so you're really beating the rental market at that point, and you're really in a very affordable situation. Step 3, you move out, now you're cash flowing. And it's not because the numbers are so good based on your purchase price at 1.1, you're cash flowing relatively soon. So, like I said, at $2,500, is your cost to own. That's kind of your break even. So you get your rents up a little bit more and your interest rate down. Well, you can almost move out while maintaining that interest rate over time just on the increase in rents. But you really want to move out when you have a nice cushion. You know, you rent it for $2,300, now you're making $600-700 a month to own the building, and it's great. It just becomes a really long-term hold. Again, you can add a unit, that adds value, and so there's a nice kind of clear pathway here to ownership that I think is wonderful.